Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. I'm vulnerable, my hair is out. Today I have something to talk about, and it came to me while I was in Costa, where the best ideas come from, right? In a cafe, sitting down with pen and paper and a book and whatever. When I first heard about this the other day, I was taken away. But it clicks. It makes a lot of sense when I heard this. So Netflix, I don't know if any of you knew, but in the production of their shows and movies and stuff, they actually have this thing where they create how can I word this? They create their movies based on how good it is as a second screen. Now, what that means is Netflix are producing their movies to be good as a second screen. So, literally, for you to scroll away on TikTok and just go, So they are making their movies to be more of a distraction than a piece of entertainment. Not a distraction, but just it's ridiculous, really, because how how can you be asking for more? It's a movie. Come on, sit down and watch the movie. That it makes a lot of sense why old movies are a lot better than new movies, because to be honest, a lot of new movies are not so great. Especially the ones on Netflix. No hate to Netflix. Well, maybe a little bit of dislike about that specific thing in the production of movies. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I don't think that's good to be doing this second screen thing, but hey, it's a money making thing, isn't it? That's what a lot of things are nowadays. A lot of things are for business, right? So I was thinking about this on a more deeper level, and it came to me that if you flip this backwards, okay, so you have your focus on a main thing, like a movie. No, sorry, you have your focus on a secondary thing like TikTok, and then you're just flipping in between looking at the movie and your phone. Now, if you flip that and you actually have a distraction going on in the background while you are like a mild distraction. You have a mild distraction going on while you are focusing on something, then it can actually be quite beneficial to strengthening your focus muscles. Now, what I mean by that is, let me tell you about when exactly this came to my mind. So, I was sitting in Costa reading, and I noticed that what I was doing was reading while I was sitting in the back of Costa reading, and around me there's people getting out of their chairs, so making noise, scraping the chair along the floor. There was mugs hitting the table. There was people making orders, people in conversations, gossiping about people, things like this. And I was trying to read my book. Now, I can't just mute everyone. I can if I put my headphones on, but you know, I wasn't. I was sitting there deciding to read my book. These visual distractions of people moving around in my peripheral vision. And I also have vocal distractions of like I said, the sound of the chair moving, people making orders, all this. Now, in order for me to accomplish my goal of reading, that's the only thing I want to do is read. In order to accomplish that, I am practically forced to exit the physical world and go inward, meditate. Because the only way I can accomplish reading with all these distractions is to use all of my energy to focus on reading. And to do that, I have to meditate. So by having this distraction in the background, it's harder for me to easily get into a focus, but it's training me. It's like meditation. It's literally practicing meditation without practicing what you would call meditation, which is just sitting and breathing. It's the same thing, but it's in a daily situation like this. So by doing that, I'm practicing my focus muscles. Basically the same thing you do in meditation. You practice your focus muscles by focusing on only one singular thing, which is breathing or a mantra. So this is a very good technique to practice your focus. But by all means, I'm not saying if you have some important project to do to put on a distraction in the background or go to a busy place. I'm not saying do that. But I'm saying, so for something like that that's of high importance, you should be generally in a no distraction zone, I think, with minimal chance of being distracted and taking out of your zone. But for these bigger things, these moments where you need all the focus, you're going to be able to focus harder because you've trained and you are better at focusing and getting into it deeply faster. For anyone watching this video who is an artist like myself, a musician, um, I wanna. I think that you'll be able to relate that the best ideas come when you're showering, walking the dog, on the toilet, and this is because the best ideas often happen when you are busy. And that's because your brain goes on this sort of autopilot mode. So let's say, for example, you go out for a walk. 10 minutes into your walk, you might become aware that you're not actually making the conscious decision to move your feet. You're on autopilot. You are literally on autopilot. You're not making the decision to move your feet. They are just moving. And so when you get to this point, you enter a place where you are in between busy and flow state. And when you're in between busy and flow state, you're like a plane flying past clouds, and each cloud has its own unique shape. Think of each cloud like an idea. You can either choose to fly right through it, or you can choose to pass it by. If you pass it by, maybe another plane will come by and fly through it. So when you choose to fly through it and you choose to grasp this idea, this cloud, like I say, you effectively are entering flow state and you are choosing an idea and choosing to stick with it. How long you choose to stick with it, that's up to you. And yeah. So this was my thought process today. And I just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much all for watching. It means a lot. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Have a lovely day.